A female horseman appears at the beginning of the film. He is a skilled and distinguished equestrian. He is married and has a young daughter. One day, she is doing some stunts on a horse, but she has suddenly died tragically. She is dead and she has left behind her daughter. It is a great pain for her young daughter and husband. The girl's name is Lucky. After many years, it is seen that Lucky is staying at his grandfather's house. He has an aunt who is taking care of him. She loves him a lot. But Lucky doesn't like being in the house. She denies everything. One day, a meeting of Lucky's grandfather is organized with some people, but he feels embarrassed when he sees Lucky acting silly in front of him. And he tells Lucky's aunt, please take him to his father, so he can get a different environment and his father can teach him something. He is not in our control. His aunt takes him to Lucky's father. They are traveling by train, and Lucky is enjoying this journey. Now Lucky's aunt goes to a place so that she can get some snacks. Meanwhile, Lucky sees some horses exit the train, which attracts him. He is happy to see them, and she starts peeping out of the train. She was constantly staring at the horse. Here it is realized that Lucky is actually the daughter of a horse rider. Lucky sees that the horses have disappeared from sight. She starts feeling sad as she is enjoying their scene. She gets off the train and goes to the last railway train, so she can touch the horses coming from behind. She can touch them one at a time. For this she leans forward, but a man saved her from behind. Otherwise she may fall behind the horses, as if his mother never cared for her life in the company of horses. And this habit took his life. They reached their terminus in no time. That is, where Lucky's father lived, but he did not come to take them. So Lucky's aunt starts looking for him. On the other hand, the same man is saying something that saved Lucky. He is telling his comrades, we have no money, but I have good alternative that I have seen. Some wild horses. In the same way, we can make a lot of money while catching and selling wild horses. Lucky looks in the opposite direction when the train passes by. She feels excited because it is the same place where her mother used to ride. She immediately goes there and communicates with everyone. There her mother's old friend gifted her a small scarf, saying, take it. It was your mother's. And there he is friends with a fellow of his age who is riding, but Lucky's aunt takes him with her, reaches there. On the way, they meet a young boy who starts teasing them. He starts talking nonsense. Finally, they reach Lucky's father's house. But it is not lucky to meet your father closely because it is clear that Lucky had not seen his father in his senses until now. When his mother died, Lucky's father handed over the responsibility to his aunt. So why did Lucky have any kind of love for his father? Here Lucky's father shows him a lovely room and says, this is my daughter's room. This is your lucky one. Now Lucky starts inspecting his room. Then she sees through a hole that on the opposite side is her mother's room. Here are the sets of his mother's clothes, photos, and many other things. Lucky begins to check and enjoy seeing them. Now Lucky comes out. Then she sees the man who saved her. He has caught the same horse that caused Lucky's enthusiasm. But this horse is not letting them dominate him. Then they come whose stables are there. And he says to the man, you can't treat a horse like that. Leave it. Don't tease it. So they tie it up and leave. Because they were scared. The lucky one is also watching. So she releases the horses so that she can roam freely. He can go wherever he wants but within the limits of his stables. Now it is night and dinner has been arranged. Lucky, his aunt, and his father are at a dinner table. Lucky is excitedly saying to her father, Dad, do you know that I befriended a horse, played it a lot and I liked it, and I named it Soul. Hearing this, his father was furious. He says, Lucky, keep yourself away from horses. It is understandable why he was saying this, because his wife died in horse riding. He was interested in horse riding, and he didn't want it to develop her daughter's interest in horse riding or horses, because his daughter's life was dearest to him. But Lucky gets angry after hearing his father's words, whereas his father has not disclosed this to him. At dawn, Lucky again goes to meet Atma, his favorite horse. Two girls teach him how to tame the soul. How can you be friends with this horse? Now Lucky feeds the horse an apple every day. She talks to and loves him so that he can befriend the spirit more closely, and she can touch the soul at once. Finally, the day also draws near when Atma starts trusting Lucky completely. And it's a lucky day for Lucky. She feels excited. And she goes there and reconciles her father too. Lucky also wears her mother's outfit today due to excitement. She is thought to have first boarded the spirit. She rides on the spirit. Her plan was to continue horse riding within the confines of the stables. But the same mischievous child spoils his plan. He opens the door of the stables. Soul gallops, Lucky rides on it. He reaches the hills. And those two girls are also galloping their horses behind him, because no harm can come to the Lucky. Lucky's father also comes to know about this. And he is very upset by this. The spirit is galloping. Then both of his friends call him Lucky. Just jump in, we'll save you. Now Lucky jumps off the running horse. And two of his friends grabbed his hand and rescued him. Lucky can meet his end, falling to the ground if they lie down for a second. The spirit gallops from there. Lucky's father also reached there. who loves her very much but gets angry when she comes home. He shows his fury at her and says, "I denied you. Why don't you follow me?" Lucky doesn't respond affirmatively to his advice. Then his father tells him, "Lucky enough. You have to go back. Horses will leave a bad impression on you if you stay here." Lucky dislikes it. She goes again to the place where the spirit galloped. Fortunately, Lucky finds other horses that belong to the race of spirit. She spends time with each horse and they seem to enjoy a lot together. Then there appears the man who saved Lucky in the train, because he thought that he would earn money by capturing and selling wild horses. Then they all start stealing the horses, so that they bring them to another city. Atma cannot save its race despite its will. Now the soul immediately comes to the Lucky, and she rides on it and goes towards the city, so she can seek help from the people of the city. First she goes to her friend, who is the owner of the stables, but she says, "No, I am not mad that I follow the train through dangerous roads. We are just kids. How can we chase that speeding train? And if we stop them, how do we get those horses out of them?" Just then another friend of Lucky comes there, who has blonde hair. She agrees, but the friend from the stable is not agreeing. So Lucky has to leave that place alone, and she says, "How did you go? I will definitely cross it. I will save the race of the soul." Lastly, they also have feelings and breaths. Lucky notices that she is moving, that two of her friends are also following her. Seeing them, she feels very relaxed. And the three of them rode on their horses and proceeded. Moving on, they inspect an old bridge. The bridge gets damaged and falls down as soon as the horse steps on it. Now they could not go further down this path. Lucky's friend spoke on the basis of truth. It is a shortcut but full of risks. He had to jump on it. The other two girls jump over it, but Lucky is not efficient. So both Lucky and Soul fall, but they are safe. Luckily, they haven't been harmed. But the Lucky friend says to him from above, "Just do not give up. You can come up, you just have to trust each other." Now Lucky lifts up the soul and starts climbing on a horse. All three of them gallop their horse forward, but they look a little ahead, that it is a narrow road, and there is depth at the bottom. They can die, falling down if their foot slips a little. Now all three of them also cross this path and get excited. They stay there for the night. They knew they had reached here soon because of using the shortcuts on the way, and the train will also stop for water. Reach there, they take their food and enjoy a lot. And their horses have also made friends. On the other hand, Lucky's father is visible. He is repenting, wondering if I had not scolded my daughter last night. And she's so upset. Where's her daughter gone? The same neighbor also arrives, whose daughter is with Lucky, and they both make plans that we will find our daughters together. They also go in search of him by train. On the other hand, it is seen that Lucky and his friends are waiting for the train. When can the horse train reach here? Everyone starts running towards the train as soon as it arrives. They fight the man, kick him in the leg and face. They stop the train and start fighting with their men. Then they leave the spirit race, opening the door of the train. Don't feel too excited. It was just a dream of Lucky. Lucky notices that the train has arrived as soon as she wakes up, but due to sleep, he missed this opportunity. And the spirit was already there to save his group of horses. Lucky wakes up her other friends and starts going there. But the man captures the spirit and takes it with him to the train. But Lucky hasn't lost his hope, and his friend is also encouraging him. Finally, they reach the place where the train had stopped. They are on the boat, and they are taking the horses to the ship, so they can take it from here and sell it. But Lucky again barely releases spirit here. But the horse race is over. Meanwhile, Lucky's father, his aunt and his friend's father have also reached there. Now Lucky and Spirit have decided that they will save the soul race at any cost, so they jump to the top of the ship. Seeing this, Lucky's father is going to lose consciousness. But his daughter had succeeded. He jumped high on the horse. The spirit starts fighting with those men, reaches there. It starts kicking them while Lucky continues to run. And she wins too. All the horses have come out. On the other hand, the spirit has wounded them as well. Then the spirit immediately jumps into the water. It also tells its race through communication signals that they can jump in the water. Everybody do it. Lucky is also in the water. And her father also jumps into the water to save her. And he's about to reach the water's edge because the spirit is just as Lucky saves the soul race, so it is Lucky who saves Y and his father. Lucky's father tells him, holding his hand and reaching the water's edge, "I apologize to my dear daughter that I stopped you. I had to believe you. I am proud of you. Your mother also felt proud of you. If she was alive today, maybe he would have been proud that his daughter was as bold as him. You can do whatever you want. Because my daughter is not second to others." In the end, it is seen that Lucky goes with his friends to leave Atma and his race, so that they all stay where they came from. But neither the Lucky nor the soul want to leave each other in return, because a close relationship was formed within a few days. There is no such close friendship between humans. Lucky's father tells him, "You can always be with me if you want." Here Lucky wears his mother's outfit. She is looking very attractive. Then they participate in the gala, sing and dance. And Lucky's father sings his mother's favorite song. It gives Lucky comfort. And she is feeling happy, living with her father. She had all the qualities that her mother had in her. It was this quality that propelled him forward. Hope you liked the explanation.